Have you ever woken up feeling as though you've been through a battle rather than a peaceful night's rest? You swing your legs out of bed, and a chorus of creaks and groans emanates not from the floorboards, but from your own body. A dull ache settles in your lower back. Your neck feels as if it's been locked in a vice, and a wave of fatigue washes over you, so profound it feels like a cruel prank. You had your 8 hours, so why do you feel more exhausted, more broken than when you first lay down? We often rush to blame the usual suspects, a lumpy mattress, the stress of modern life, or simply the inevitable march of time. We tell ourselves, I'm just getting older. But what if the true culprit, the silent saboteur working against your well-being night after night, is something far more intimate and overlooked? What if it's the very position you choose for slumber? As we journey through life, particularly beyond the age of 60, our relationship with sleep transforms. It becomes both more precious and, paradoxically, more fragile. Our bodies no longer possess the boundless resilience of youth, the ability to bounce back from awkward postures or interrupted rest. Something as seemingly innocent as the way you arrange your limbs in bed, an unconscious habit formed over decades, could be the hidden architect of your morning pain, your daytime fatigue, and even more serious long-term health complications. This isn't about a single bad night's sleep. It's about the cumulative effect of thousands of nights spent in a position that quietly works against your body's natural design. In this in-depth exploration, we are going to pull back the covers on the secret world of sleep posture and uncover the common positions that, while they may feel comforting, are particularly perilous for those in their golden years. These aren't just minor ergonomic missteps. We will delve into how certain positions can subtly restrict blood flow to vital organs, compress delicate nerves leading to numbness and pain, compromise your breathing and starve your brain of oxygen, and place chronic, unrelenting strain on your spine, heart, and digestive system. The most insidious part of this process is its silence. The damage doesn't announce itself with a sudden sharp pain. Instead, it's a slow, methodical erosion of your health, a chipping away at your vitality, one night at a time. So, we invite you to stay with us on this crucial journey. What you are about to discover could be profoundly transformative. You will learn how simple, almost imperceptible adjustments, changing the angle of your neck, strategically placing a pillow, or gently coaxing your body into a new alignment, can become your most powerful tools for self-preservation. These aren't calls for drastic lifestyle overhauls or expensive gadgets. These are quiet, potent shifts that can safeguard your circulation, support your respiratory system, and potentially reduce your risk of serious cardiovascular events. It's time to listen to the whispers of your body in the dark, because the way you rest is the way you build the foundation for your waking life. Let us begin this exploration into the unseen world of sleep. The first deception. The illusion of stillness and the unsupported back sleeper. At first glance, the flat back position, often called the supine position, with arms resting neatly at the sides, appears to be the epitome of proper alignment. It's the posture of sleep studies, the image depicted in mattress advertisements, the very definition of lying in state of peaceful repose. It feels neutral, balanced, and intentional. Yet, for the aging body, this seemingly ideal position can be a masterful illusion, a Trojan horse that carries within it the seeds of circulatory distress, respiratory compromise, and chronic spinal strain. The problem lies not in the position itself, but in how it is executed, and how gravity, our constant companion, becomes a subtle antagonist when our bodies are left unsupported against its relentless pull. When we are younger, our musculature is more robust, our ligaments more elastic, and our spine more forgiving. We can sleep flat on our backs on a variety of surfaces and wake up feeling refreshed. However, as we age, this innate support system changes. When a senior lies flat on their back without the correct support, gravity begins to wage a quiet war on their anatomy. The most immediate and significant battleground is the airway. During the deeper stages of sleep, all the muscles in our body relax, including the tongue and the soft tissues at the back of the throat. When you are lying flat, gravity pulls the base of your tongue backward, causing it to fall toward the posterior pharyngeal wall. This can create a partial, or in some cases, complete obstruction of the airway. For an older adult who may already be experiencing a natural decline in respiratory muscle strength or is unknowingly on the cusp of developing obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, this gravitational pull can be the tipping point. The airway narrows, making it significantly harder for oxygen to flow freely into the lungs. Your body, sensing this oxygen deprivation, will trigger a micro-arousal, a brief awakening you may not even remember, to gasp for air and tighten the muscles to reopen the passage. This cycle can repeat itself dozens or even hundreds of times per night. The result isn't just a snoring problem, it's a state of chronic low-grade suffocation. This reduced oxygen saturation during sleep, known as hypoxia, doesn't just leave you feeling unexplainably tired the next day. Over the long term, it places an immense tax on your cardiovascular system. Your heart has to work harder to pump oxygen-depleted blood, which can elevate your blood pressure, increase your risk of arrhythmias, and weaken the heart muscle itself. The brain, which relies on a steady supply of oxygen for its nightly cleaning and memory consolidation processes, also suffers, potentially contributing to cognitive fog and, as some research suggests, a higher risk of dementia. If you've ever found these kinds of health insights valuable for understanding your own body, please support the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Remember to also turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future deep dives into health and wellness. Your engagement helps us create more content like this to empower our community. Beyond the airway, the spine is the next victim of this unsupported position. A healthy spine is not perfectly straight. It has three gentle, natural curves: a cervical curve in the neck, a thoracic curve in the upper back, and a lumbar curve in the lower back. These curves act as a spring, distributing weight and absorbing shock. When you lie perfectly flat on your back on a firm mattress with no support under your knees, your legs pull downward. This tension can flatten the natural lumbar curve, pressing the vertebrae of your lower back into the mattress and creating a constant, low-grade strain on the surrounding muscles and ligaments. You might not feel this tension as an acute pain that wakes you up. Instead, it accumulates over 8 hours, night after night. It's the reason why so many people wake up with a stiff, aching lower back that seems to magically disappear after they've been up and moving for an hour. That morning ache isn't a random occurrence. It's the physical evidence of the postural stress your spine endured all night. This can also lead to tightness in the hamstrings and hips, reducing your flexibility and mobility during the day and making you more susceptible to injury. Let's take the story of Henry, a disciplined 74-year-old retired engineer from Arizona. Henry was a man of routine and logic. He ate a healthy diet, walked 2 miles every day, and prided himself on his self-care. He had always slept flat on his back, believing it was the correct and healthiest position. Yet for years, he couldn't shake a persistent feeling of being drained upon waking. He'd sleep for a full 8 hours, but feel as if he hadn't slept at all. His primary care physician was stumped. His blood work was fine, and he had no obvious health issues. Finally, he was referred for a sleep study. The results were surprising. He didn't have classic severe sleep apnea, But the polysomnogram revealed he was experiencing dozens of mild oxygen desaturation episodes throughout the night, precisely because of the angle of his airway when he was lying completely flat. On the recommendation of the sleep specialist, Henry made two simple changes. He purchased a wedge pillow to elevate his head by about 15 degrees and began placing a small, firm pillow under his knees to support his lumbar curve. The difference was not just noticeable, it was life-altering. Within a few weeks, his morning blood pressure readings, which had been creeping up, stabilized. His daytime energy levels soared, and he even started remembering his dreams again, a cognitive function that had been absent for years. Henry's story is a powerful testament to the fact that the solution isn't always complex. Sometimes it's about making small, intelligent shifts in our environment. There is also a psychological dimension to this posture that often goes unacknowledged. The flat back, arms at sides position, while appearing peaceful from the outside, is a posture of ultimate vulnerability. The body is fully exposed with no protective barriers. For many older adults, especially those who may live alone or grapple with feelings of anxiety or isolation, this posture can subtly amplify feelings of defenselessness. Sleep psychology research suggests a link between our sleeping posture and how our brain processes emotions and anxiety during the night. Seniors who consistently sleep in this exposed position, without the comforting enclosure of a pillow between their knees or the gentle support of a bolster, often report feeling more restless, unsettled, or are more prone to startling awake with a racing heart from a seemingly innocuous noise. Your body's position can send a subconscious signal to your brain, "We are not safe." This can prevent you from descending into the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. That was our first deep dive into the hidden dangers of a common sleeping position. If you've ever felt that mysterious lower back ache or woken up feeling inexplicably tired, and this explanation about the unsupported back position has provided a new perspective, please let us know by commenting with the number 1 below. It helps us understand which topics resonate most with you. So, while lying flat on your back may seem like the most straightforward and harmless way to sleep, it is quietly placing a significant and cumulative strain on the very systems you need to protect most in your later years: your heart, your breath, your spine, and even your peace of mind. The path forward doesn't require you to abandon back sleeping if it's what you prefer. Instead, it's about transforming it from an unsupported position into a supported one. It's about learning to work with gravity, not against it. This involves elevating your head with a pillow that supports the natural curve of your neck, not one that forces your chin to your chest. It means placing a pillow or a rolled-up towel under your knees to take the pressure off your lower back and allow it to maintain its natural curve. These small, intentional acts of support are not mere creature comforts. They are essential modifications that honor your body's design and allow it to truly rest and restore. The most powerful adjustments we can make for our health are often the simplest and the quietest. The second deception, the comforting cage of the fetal position. There is perhaps no sleeping posture more instinctive, more deeply ingrained in our collective human memory than the fetal position. Curling up on our side, drawing our knees toward our chest and tucking our arms in feels like a return to our safest, most primordial state. It's a posture of comfort, of security, of self-preservation. It shields our vital organs and creates a warm, self-contained little world. Many seniors, in particular, find themselves naturally gravitating toward this position at night. It can feel cozy, familiar, and emotionally soothing. However, when this natural instinct for comfort is taken to an extreme, when the gentle curl becomes an overly tight, compressed ball, this position of safety transforms into a subtle, constricting cage that can quietly sabotage your breathing, warp your posture, and even impact your emotional equilibrium. The most significant and immediate consequence of sleeping in a tightly curled fetal position is its effect on your respiratory system. When you pull your knees up high toward your chest and round your spine, you are physically compressing your chest cavity. This action restricts the movement of your diaphragm, the large dome-shaped muscle at the base of the lungs that is the primary engine of breathing. A compressed diaphragm cannot descend fully, which in turn limits your lungs' ability to expand and take in a full, deep breath. Over the course of a 6 to 8 hour sleep period, this leads to a pattern of consistently shallow breathing. For a person in their 60s, 70s, or 80s whose natural lung capacity and elasticity may already be reduced compared to their youth, this additional restriction can significantly lower the amount of oxygen the body receives during its most critical period of rest and repair. This limitation on breathing isn't just about feeling a little short of breath. It creates a ripple effect throughout the entire body. The brain, which is highly sensitive to oxygen levels, may be unable to properly perform its nightly detoxification processes, including the clearing of beta-amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. The heart, forced to pump blood that is less oxygen-rich, may experience added strain. This can affect heart rhythm and long-term cardiovascular health. The result often manifests the next day as a constellation of symptoms that can be hard to pin down. A persistent grogginess that coffee can't seem to shake, a foggy head that makes concentration difficult, and even a low-grade, free-floating anxiety that doesn't seem to have a clear cause. These feelings aren't just in your head. They can be the direct physiological consequence of a night spent in shallow sleep, induced by shallow breath. Have you ever had a personal experience with changing your sleep habits and noticing a real difference in your daily life? We would love to hear your story. Don't hesitate to share your experience in the comments section below. Your journey could inspire or help another member of our community. Beyond the immediate impact on breathing, there is a long-term architectural consequence to consider: posture memory. Your body, especially as it ages and becomes less pliable, is a creature of habit. It learns and adapts to the positions you hold for extended periods. If you spend nearly a third of your life, every single night, curled into a tight ball, your musculoskeletal system starts to remember that shape. Your spine begins to internalize that rounded C-curve. The muscles in your chest, the pectorals, become shortened and tight, while the muscles in your upper back become overstretched and weak. This muscular imbalance pulls your shoulders forward and causes your neck to adopt a more forward-leaning posture. Over time, this can directly contribute to or worsen a condition known as kyphosis, colloquially referred to as a dowager's hump or a hunched upper back, which is distressingly common in older adults. Kyphosis is far more than a cosmetic issue. A significantly rounded upper back can further compress the chest cavity, affecting lung function and digestion. It shifts your center of gravity forward, which can impair your balance and dramatically increase your risk of falls, a major health concern for seniors. It can also impact your field of vision, forcing you to crane your neck upward to see straight ahead, leading to chronic neck pain. Furthermore, the psychological impact of a stooped posture can be profound, affecting self-confidence and leading to social withdrawal. Your nightly sleeping habit can literally be shaping the way you stand, walk, and interact with the world during the day. Let's share the story of Shirley, a vibrant 78-year-old retired librarian from Michigan. After her husband of 50 years passed away, Shirley found herself feeling lost and vulnerable. At night, she began sleeping in an increasingly tight fetal position, unconsciously seeking the comfort and security she had lost. The empty space in the bed felt vast and cold, and curling into a ball made her feel smaller, safer. She didn't think much of it at first, but she soon began waking up with a strange tightness in her chest, a persistent ache in her neck, and a feeling of emotional heaviness that she couldn't explain. Her doctor ran a battery of tests and could find nothing physically wrong. It was a perceptive physical therapist who finally connected the dots. She noticed Shirley's slightly rounded posture and, upon asking about her sleeping habits, identified the tight fetal curl as a likely culprit. The therapist didn't tell her to stop sleeping on her side. Instead, she gently guided her to modify the position. She encouraged Shirley to loosen her curl, to keep her knees bent but lower down, and to open her chest slightly by hugging a large body pillow. This simple prop provided the sense of enclosure she craved without forcing her body into a constrictive posture. The results were remarkable. Within a few weeks, the morning chest tightness and neck pain faded. More surprisingly, she told her therapist she felt lighter, both physically and emotionally, as if a weight had been lifted. So, if you are in the habit of curling up tightly at night, it's time to become a detective of your own body. Take a moment when you wake up to notice the subtle signals. Are your shoulders stiff and rounded forward? Is your neck sore? Does your chest feel tight or restricted? These are not just random aches. They are your body's way of whispering, "I need more room. I need more space to breathe and to be." The solution is not to force yourself to sleep stiff as a board. The goal is simply to soften the curve. Allow your knees to drift down a bit, creating more space between your thighs and your chest. Let your chin be neutral, not tucked tightly to your sternum. Allow your arms to relax around a pillow instead of being pinned against your body. You are not retreating from the world when you sleep. You are resting so that you can rise to meet it, strong, aligned, and ready. If you're finding these insights into the fetal position valuable, please let us know you're here and engaged by commenting with the number 2 below. And if you haven't already, we strongly recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Your support is what helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. The third deception, the head-on collision of the stomach sleeper. Of all the common sleeping positions, sleeping on the stomach, also known as the prone position, may be the most overtly damaging, particularly for the aging body. While some people find it comforting, a holdover from infancy, it forces the body into a state of profound biomechanical stress that can trigger a cascade of physical strain, building up night after night. The truth is, as we get older, our bodies become far less forgiving of this kind of repeated, unnatural pressure. The prone position is, in essence, a nightly head-on collision between your body's need for rest and the fundamental principles of spinal alignment and healthy physiology. Let's begin with the most immediate and obvious victim, the neck. When you lie on your stomach, it's impossible to breathe directly into the pillow. By necessity, you must twist your head sharply to one side, holding it in that rotated position for hours at a time. Imagine holding your head in that same twisted position while standing or sitting for even 20 minutes. The discomfort would be unbearable. Now imagine maintaining it for the better part of 8 hours. This sustained, extreme rotation puts enormous torque and pressure on the cervical spine, the delicate column of 7 vertebrae in your neck. This can lead to a host of problems. It can strain the muscles and ligaments on one side of the neck while overstretching those on the other, leading to chronic stiffness and a limited range of motion. More seriously, it can compress the sensitive nerves that exit the spinal column in the neck, which can cause radiating pain, tingling, or numbness down your shoulders, arms, and into your hands. This is why many stomach sleepers wake up with dead arm or a pins and needles sensation. Over time, this nerve compression can become a chronic condition like cervical radiculopathy. Furthermore, this extreme twist can impinge on the vertebral arteries, which run through the cervical vertebrae and are a major source of blood supply to the brain. Reduced blood flow, even if slight, can contribute to morning headaches, dizziness, or a general sense of disorientation upon waking. The assault on the spine, however, doesn't stop at the neck. When you lie on your stomach, the heaviest part of your body, your abdomen and hips, tends to sink deepest into the mattress. This pulls your lumbar spine, your lower back, into an exaggerated, unsupported arch, a position known as hyperlordosis or swayback. This is the very opposite of the gentle, natural curve your lower back is meant to have. This sustained arch places continuous tension on the vertebrae, the intervertebral discs that cushion them, and the surrounding musculature. For a person over 60, who may already be dealing with some degree of arthritis, degenerative disc disease, or spinal stenosis, this added strain is like pouring salt on a wound. It can exacerbate existing pain, accelerate the degenerative process, and create new areas of discomfort and inflammation that didn't exist before. The nagging lower back pain that plagues so many stomach sleepers isn't a mystery. It's a direct and predictable result of forcing the spine into a U-shape for a third of their lives. These musculoskeletal issues are just the beginning of the story. Consider what this position does to your internal systems. Lying face down, with the weight of your torso pressing into the mattress, physically compresses your rib cage. This restricts its ability to expand and contract with each breath, leading to shallow breathing, much like the tight fetal position. This, as we've discussed, reduces oxygen intake and can compromise the quality of your sleep, leaving you feeling groggy and mentally foggy. Furthermore, there is the issue of organ compression. Your stomach, intestines, and other digestive organs are being pressed against a firm surface for hours. This can interfere with the natural process of digestion and peristalsis, potentially worsening issues like acid reflux, GERD, as stomach acid can be more easily forced up into the esophagus. It can also contribute to feelings of bloating and abdominal discomfort upon waking. In a very real sense, you are putting your body's internal machinery under a slow, constant press. If these detailed explanations are helping you connect the dots with your own health, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. By doing so, you're joining a community dedicated to understanding our bodies better as we age. We appreciate every single subscriber. Take the story of Richard, a 72-year-old retired firefighter from New York. Richard was a man of action and had been a lifelong stomach sleeper. He never gave it a second thought. It was simply how he slept. But over the last decade, he had developed a nagging, persistent back pain and a series of dull morning headaches that no doctor could quite pin down. He'd had scans and tests, all of which came back inconclusively. Finally, during a consultation with a sleep therapist for his wife, the therapist casually asked Richard about his own sleep position. When he described his stomach sleeping habit, a light bulb went on. The therapist suggested he experiment. Acknowledging how difficult it is to break a lifelong habit, she didn't demand an immediate switch. Instead, she suggested a transition strategy. Richard started by using a large, firm body pillow. He would start the night on his side, hugging the pillow, which physically prevented him from easily rolling onto his stomach. It was awkward at first. He woke up a few times during the night feeling out of place. But he persevered. Within a few weeks, he noticed a startling change. The morning headaches were gone, completely. Within a month, his chronic back pain had subsided to a manageable low-level ache. He told his therapist, "I feel like I've been fighting with my own body every night for 50 years. I didn't know how much pressure I was putting on myself until I finally lifted it."
If you've been a stomach sleeper for decades, the idea of changing can feel daunting, even impossible. Your body is conditioned to it. But Richard's story shows that it is possible, and the rewards are immense. The key is not perfection, but progress. You can use a fortress of pillows to block yourself from rolling over. You can try a supportive side sleeper pillow that cradles your body and makes the side position feel more secure. You can even try placing a firm pillow under your hips if you're trying to transition slowly, as this can lessen the severe arch in your lower back. Small, incremental adjustments can retrain your body over time. The goal is to move towards a position that honors your body's natural alignment, allowing for a straight spine from your head to your pelvis. It's about giving your body a chance to truly rest, free from the nightly collision course of torque, compression, and strain. The result will be better mornings, clearer heads, and a stronger, more balanced body to carry you through your days. The fourth deception: the deceptive throne of the recliner sleeper. There is a surprisingly large and growing population of seniors who have abandoned the traditional bed altogether, opting instead to spend their nights in the seemingly comfortable embrace of a recliner. This choice is rarely made out of preference. It's almost always a response to a pressing health issue. For those struggling with severe acid reflux, the upright position keeps stomach acid where it belongs. For individuals with respiratory conditions like COPD or sleep apnea, it can feel easier to breathe. For some with chronic, severe lower back pain, the semi-seated posture of a recliner can offer a temporary reprieve from the agony of lying flat. The recliner becomes a throne of relief, a sanctuary from nighttime discomfort. And while it might indeed bring that short-term relief, this reclined sitting position, when adopted as a long-term sleeping solution, can quietly and insidiously chip away at your physical health in ways most people never see coming. It's a classic case of a short-term fix becoming a long-term problem. Let's first break down the posture itself. When you sleep in a recliner or propped up in bed with a mountain of pillows, your spine is not in a natural neutral alignment. It's forced into a C-shaped curve. Your head, unless perfectly supported, tends to fall forward, chin to chest, or tilt awkwardly to one side. This sustained neck flexion can, over time, shorten the muscles in the front of your neck and shoulders while overstretching the muscles in the back. This leads to the all-too-common tech neck posture, resulting in chronic stiffness, a severely limited range of motion, and persistent tension headaches that seem to originate at the base of the skull. Furthermore, as your upper body curls forward, even slightly, it puts downward pressure on your chest and diaphragm. Just like with the tight fetal position, this restricts your ability to take deep, restorative breaths. The reduced oxygen intake throughout the night contributes to poor sleep quality, daytime mental fog, and can place a long-term strain on your cardiovascular system. You may be avoiding one problem, like reflux, only to create another, like chronic respiratory compromise.
Now, let's turn our attention to the lower body, an area often forgotten in this equation. In a reclined or semi-seated position, your hips remain in a state of partial flexion, and your knees are often bent for the entire duration of your sleep. This posture is physiologically similar to sitting in a chair all night long. The consequences for your circulation can be severe. Gravity pulls blood and other fluids down into your lower legs, and because the bend at the hips and knees can pinch major blood vessels like the popliteal artery behind the knee, the return flow of blood back to the heart is compromised. This is why people who regularly sleep in chairs often wake up with swollen feet and ankles, edema, painful leg cramps, or notice the development or worsening of varicose veins. For seniors, compromised circulation is more than just a matter of discomfort. It can be genuinely dangerous, increasing the risk of blood clot formation, specifically deep vein thrombosis in the legs. A piece of such a clot can break off and travel to the lungs, causing a life-threatening pulmonary embolism. While this is a worst-case scenario, the chronic reduction in circulation can also lead to numbness, weakness, and poor tissue health in the lower limbs. If you or someone you know sleeps in a recliner for health reasons, and this information is shedding new light on the potential downsides, please comment with the number 4 below. Your feedback helps us gauge the relevance of these topics for our community. We also want to hear from you.
Have you found a way to sleep comfortably with an incline in your bed? Share your tips in the comments. Perhaps the most subtle but pervasive issue with recliner sleeping is the concept of posture memory we've previously discussed. If your muscles and connective tissues spend 6 to 8 hours every single night reinforcing this C-shaped seated curve, that posture will inevitably start to follow you into your daytime life. It becomes your body's new default setting. Before you know it, you're not just sleeping in a curled position. You're standing, walking, and sitting with that same posture, shoulders rounded forward, head jutting out, and spine compressed. This learned posture can throw off your balance, increasing your fall risk, contribute to chronic back and hip issues, and lead to an overall sense of fatigue as your body has to work harder just to hold itself upright against gravity. The very chair you turn to for relief from pain may end up being the architect of a new, more pervasive postural pain. Psychologically and physiologically, this sleep position can also profoundly impact your sense of true rest and restoration. Proper deep sleep requires a state of near-total muscle relaxation. Recliner sleeping, however, doesn't allow for this. Your body remains slightly engaged in a kind of postural standby mode to keep you from slumping over completely. It's like trying to charge your phone while it's still running a dozen background apps. You might reach 100%, but the battery drains much faster. You never achieve a truly full charge. This is why many seniors who sleep in chairs will often say, "I slept, but I don't feel rested." The distinction may sound small, but over weeks, months, and years, this cumulative rest deficit can have a major impact on your energy levels, your mood, your immune function, and your memory.
Take, for example, the case of Gary, a 74-year-old veteran from Oregon. After developing a severe case of acid reflux that made lying flat unbearable, Gary began sleeping in his favorite Lazy Boy recliner almost every night. At first, it was a godsend for his reflux symptoms, but soon a new set of problems emerged. He started noticing a persistent numbness in his hands when he woke up, and his neck was always stiff and sore. His doctor, understanding the need for an elevated sleeping position, but recognizing the dangers of the recliner, suggested a different approach. Instead of sleeping upright in a chair, he advised Gary to elevate the head of his actual bed. Gary invested in an adjustable bed base, but a more affordable solution would have been a system of wedge pillows. This small change was revolutionary. It allowed him to sleep at the necessary incline to control his reflux, without sacrificing proper spinal alignment or circulation. He could lie relatively straight, fully supported by the mattress, with his legs also slightly elevated to promote blood flow. Within 2 weeks of moving back to his bed, the numbness in his hands disappeared, his neck pain improved, and he finally felt truly, deeply rested for the first time in months. It's crucial to recognize that while recliner sleeping might seem like a necessary evil or a clever short-term fix, it often becomes a long-term trap. The body adapts to the position, but not in a healthy way. If you need to sleep with your upper body elevated for a legitimate medical reason, the goal is to do so while maintaining as much bodily alignment as possible. Use supportive tools like adjustable beds or wedge pillow systems that respect your spine's natural curves. Avoid the temptation to slouch or let your head droop. It's not about achieving perfect soldier-like posture. It's about giving your body the right shape and the right support to fully relax, repair, and restore itself. The fifth masterclass: crafting your personal sanctuary for healthy sleep. By now, you might be realizing that the conversation around sleep is far more nuanced than simply getting enough hours. The quality of our rest is intricately woven into the positions we adopt, the surfaces we lie on, and the environment we create. We've journeyed through the hidden perils of common sleeping postures: the unsupported back, the constricting fetal curl, the twisted stomach position, and the deceptive recliner throne. Each presents a unique challenge to the aging body. But knowledge of what to avoid is only half the battle. The truly empowering step is to proactively design a sleep sanctuary that nurtures your body, respects its alignment, and promotes deep, restorative healing. This isn't about finding a single perfect position that works for everyone. It's about a masterclass in personalizing your sleep experience to meet your unique needs. Let's begin with the very foundation of your sleep, your mattress and your pillow. These are not mere accessories. They are therapeutic tools. Choosing the right mattress is a deeply personal decision. The old wisdom that an extra firm mattress is always best for back pain has been largely debunked. For many, especially side sleepers, a rock-hard surface can create pressure points at the hips and shoulders, leading to misalignment and pain. Conversely, a mattress that is too soft will allow your midsection to sink too deeply, causing that U-shaped curve in the spine we know is so damaging. The ideal mattress for most people is one that offers supportive contouring. It should be firm enough to support the natural curves of your spine, but have enough give to cradle your body's contours. For back sleepers, a medium firm mattress often works well. For side sleepers, a slightly softer surface can help alleviate pressure on the joints. For stomach sleepers who are trying to transition, a firmer mattress can prevent the problematic hip sinking. Take the time to test mattresses, and don't be afraid to take advantage of the generous trial periods many companies now offer. It's an investment in a third of your life.
The pillow is the mattress's essential partner. Its job is to keep your head and neck in neutral alignment with the rest of your spine. A pillow that is too high will crank your neck upwards, while one that is too flat will let it sag downwards. For a back sleeper, a relatively thin, contoured pillow that has a slightly thicker roll under the neck, a cervical pillow, can be ideal. For a side sleeper, the pillow needs to be thicker, filling the entire space between your ear and the outer edge of your shoulder to keep your head from tilting. A pillow that is too thin will cause your head to drop, straining your neck. Many side sleepers find that hugging a second pillow can prevent the top shoulder from rolling forward, which helps keep the spine in better alignment. And, as we've established, placing a firm pillow between the knees is non-negotiable for side sleepers. This small action keeps your top leg from sliding forward and twisting your pelvis and lower back. It aligns the hips, knees, and spine, relieving stress on all three. If this detailed guide on creating a better sleep environment has brought value to you, please show your support by hitting that like button. It tells us you want more practical, in-depth content like this. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel to join our growing community. Now let's perfect the art of the side sleeping position, which is often recommended as one of the healthiest options. Beyond the head and knee pillows, there's a subtle debate about which side is better, left or right. While sleeping on either side is vastly superior to sleeping on your stomach, some evidence suggests that sleeping on your left side may offer unique benefits. From an anatomical perspective, our stomach and pancreas hang on the left side of the abdominal cavity. Sleeping on the left side allows for more efficient digestion and drainage. It can also help reduce acid reflux, as the esophagus enters the stomach from the right. When you lie on your left, gravity helps keep the stomach contents down. Furthermore, the body's main lymphatic drainage duct, the thoracic duct, is on the left. Some theories propose that sleeping on this side can aid the lymphatic system in clearing waste products from the brain and body more effectively. Conversely, sleeping on the right side can put slight pressure on the vena cava, the large vein that carries deoxygenated blood back to the heart, though for most healthy individuals this is not a significant concern. The takeaway isn't to rigidly force yourself onto one side, but if you are comfortable on either, leaning toward the left may provide some marginal but potentially meaningful health advantages.
Creating a sleep sanctuary extends beyond your bed. Your bedroom environment plays a crucial role in signaling to your brain that it's time for rest. Your room should be a cave, cool, dark, and quiet. The ideal sleep temperature for most adults is surprisingly cool, between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. A drop in core body temperature is a key physiological trigger for sleep. Your room should be as dark as possible. Even small amounts of light from street lamps or electronics can disrupt the production of melatonin, the hormone of sleep. Invest in blackout curtains or wear a comfortable eye mask. Finally, control the soundscape. For some, total silence is best. For others, particularly those who are easily startled by sudden noises, the consistent, gentle hum of a white noise machine or a fan can mask disruptive sounds and lull the brain into a state of calm.
Finally, the masterclass concludes with the rituals of preparation. Sleep is not a switch you can just flip. It's a gradual descent. You must prepare your mind and body for it. An hour before you intend to sleep, begin a wind-down routine. This means turning off all screens, televisions, computers, and especially your phone. The blue light emitted from these devices is a potent suppressor of melatonin. Instead, engage in calming activities. Read a physical book, not on a backlit tablet. Listen to soothing music or a podcast, or practice gentle stretching to release the day's physical tension. A warm bath or shower can also be incredibly effective. The subsequent drop in your body temperature as you get out of the tub mimics the natural temperature drop that initiates sleep. You can also practice mindfulness or deep breathing exercises. A simple box breathing technique, inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, can calm the nervous system and shift you from a state of fight or flight to rest and digest. By creating these consistent rituals, you are sending powerful cues to your brain and body that the day is over and the sacred time for restoration is about to begin. We've explored a great deal about proactively building a better sleep life. If you've been watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment with the word sanctuary below to let us know you're committed to improving your sleep. Your engagement gives us great motivation and encouragement. As our deep exploration comes to a close, it becomes clear that sleep is not a passive state of unconsciousness. It is an active, dynamic process, and the posture we hold during these crucial hours is one of the most powerful levers we can pull to influence our long-term health and vitality. The way you arrange your body in bed night after night might seem like a trivial, unconscious habit, but as we've discovered, it is a choice with profound consequences. It is the silent architect of your morning comfort or pain, your daytime energy or fatigue, and your future resilience or fragility. We've journeyed through the deceptive landscape of common sleeping positions, unmasking the hidden dangers that lurk within postures that feel, on the surface, perfectly harmless or even comforting. We saw how the seemingly neutral, unsupported back sleeper can become a battleground against gravity, compromising our breath and straining our spine. We uncovered the comforting cage of the tight fetal position, which can constrict our lungs and slowly warp our daytime posture. We confronted the head-on collision of the stomach sleeper, a position that twists the neck and compresses the very core of our being. And we sat on the deceptive throne of the recliner, a short-term solution that can trap us in a cycle of poor circulation and incomplete rest. But the most important takeaway from our journey is not one of fear or restriction. It is one of empowerment and hope. You are not a helpless victim of your sleeping habits. The very fact that you have invested your time to understand these complexities means you care deeply about your health, your longevity, and your quality of life. Awareness is the first and most critical step toward meaningful change. Now, you possess the knowledge to become the conscious creator of your own nightly restoration. The solutions are not about contorting yourself into a single, perfect position. They are about making small, intelligent, compassionate adjustments. It's about using a pillow not just for your head, but as a tool to support the spaces in between, under your knees, between your legs, or against your chest. It's about choosing a mattress that supports your unique body. It's about gently coaxing your body away from positions of strain and toward positions of alignment and ease. These small shifts, practiced consistently, are where the magic happens. They accumulate over time, leading to monumental improvements in how you feel, how you move, and how you age. So tonight, as you prepare to lie down, we invite you to perform a small act of mindfulness. Take a moment to check in with your body. As you settle into your chosen position, ask yourself, am I fully supported? Are my joints relaxed and in alignment? Can I breathe deeply and easily without restriction? Ask these questions not out of anxiety, but out of profound self-care. Because the way you choose to sleep is not just a habit, it is a declaration. It is a daily, or rather a nightly, opportunity to nurture your body, to restore your energy, and to actively protect your future. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth journey today. We sincerely hope this information has been as illuminating for you as it has been for us to share. Now, we would love to hear from you. After all this analysis, what is the single most important lesson you've learned for yourself? How do you plan to apply it to your own life, starting tonight? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Your insights and experiences are incredibly valuable and create a rich tapestry of shared wisdom for our entire community. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth journey today. We sincerely hope this information has been as illuminating for you as it has been for us to share. Now, we would love to hear from you. After all this analysis, what is the single most important lesson you've learned for yourself? How do you plan to apply it to your own life, starting tonight? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Your insights and experiences are incredibly valuable and create a rich tapestry of shared wisdom for our entire community. If you enjoyed this video and found it genuinely helpful, please show your support with a like, and be sure to subscribe and share it with anyone you feel might benefit. Your support is the fuel that allows us to continue creating good, insightful content designed to inform and inspire. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Sleep well.